Hey, today in the working session, I'll be looking at tools, and I'll be trying to develop a dashboard. I have this empty, screen here. Nothing is here. It would be good if when you open the tools, so these are the tools, so when we open the tools and there is no project in here, it would be good to see some sort of status, I would say, from just like a simple project after project. And I have actually mockup here. I've done it. So I was thinking, after a couple of days of just thinking about it and trying to wireframe different things, I finally landed on this view where it shows the projects on the top, and then there is a status div and help, and it sort of it looks like this. Maybe let me show you here. So it looks like this, which has status div and help, and it's all about the branch that you're currently on. But because you are looking at it from the perspective of a dashboard, you also have a quick view or overview of each of the projects, and that overview would include I was thinking on the beginning that it should be like a long bar, but actually I think we're going to do this. So we're going to do project icon, then there will be next a piece of information is, do you have any unsaved changes that you've done and you didn't commit them to the Git repository? Then you have conflicts. Are there any conflicts that with the updates that we pulled from the remote repository? Are there any to-dos to be done in this project? And then some buttons, some ways to pull the newest code from the GitHub. So and that will have also a little pop-up, probably on hover, I would say, that will show all these explained. So what are these? What do they mean, those numbers? And then also having ability to look at to remove the project or to snooze the notifications and stuff like that. So all of that stuff would be in that pop-up, just so you have quick access to it, I would say. And then you can select it. When you select it, the content below will change. So this will adjust the div, the status, all of that will adjust to that specific project. So that's the task, at least. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do, but what I wanted to show you is how I go about it. What do I do to make it happen? So I'm gonna open the Views Client app. That's the app that is running in the background. Is it still running? No, it's not running anymore. Let's start it. So yeah, okay. So that is the app that is running here in the background, and here we can also have a preview of it. How does it look like? It's the same one that we are going to be using. Sorry for that. So it's the same one that we're going to be using to actually develop it. So we're going to go into tools, because that screen, so this screen specifically, where is that, right? Where does it live? Well, it's in tools, and this is like a state machine for those who didn't see it. So this is like a state machine, simple folders as a state. And here are the things that I see. So I have modes, and inside of the modes I have no mode, which is this empty screen, the finder mode, which is the screen. So if we go to any project, we're going to see the finder mode, right? So that's the finder mode. We're going to have an action mode, that's this one. Then there's going to be a data mode, that is this one, just highlight. And then we have the flame mode, which is this one, which is like a different way of looking at the state of your app. So what are we going to do? We're going to create another one here. We're going to create another one we're going to call dashboard, because for this one specifically, when you are just starting, I think there will be a need to have like a one view where you just downloaded the tools and you're opening it, and your first time here, there are two things you might want to do is to watch some videos, just see what it's all about, and create a project, right? Create or open a project. So I think there would have to be like a way for you to do it from here, because you wouldn't have any of these guys on the side. The plus would remain here on its own, so you could use the plus, or you could just have it here, so you don't have to figure out, it's like, oh, what should I click the plus, or what should I click now? What should I do, right? So we're going to do that. So that's going to be on the no. So that's another thing that we need to do. So we're going to implement it here. But what I wanted to do is to, and let's actually test, I don't know if that will work, this feature of adding stories. Would that work? Let's see. So if I'm going to add something here, where would it add? Yeah, so this is another UI that I need to work on. Okay, so let's try it. So we're going to do dashboard, and let's add that story. Let's see what's okay. So it's adding it inside of it. Okay, that's another improvement that we need to do. And ooh, that flash was lovely. So why is it flashing? Actually, it shouldn't be flashing when it's reloading. Okay, maybe it's flashing because I've commented out this color here, and that's the color on the app. Yeah, sorry. All right, let's go back to it. So modes, and now when we go into a dashboard, what do we need in the dashboard? So there you go. The default blocks is text. We need this color. I was working on it. So we need this color. We need to put this color here. So that will be our background. Our container will have this background color, right? Okay, so now this is like a dark color. The reason why I selected dark is because then we have dark behind. So when you open a project and it opens in a tab, you can open multiple tabs for each of these projects if they work. Might not work. Okay. All right, this one doesn't work. Okay. Oh, maybe this one needs something else. Okay, so but essentially these tabs, you can open them. So here there's like a darker background, and the tabs that are not selected, they get like a dark color, and then you can select them. They go into foreground. So now here, if we would do the, and I guess the reason why I don't want to have a flat color here is because I'm not in the project. So having flat color over here, rather than like some sort of gradient, is because this is easier to work with. When here, this thing is more like a overview. We'll see about the background. Maybe the background, yeah, maybe it should be flat. Let's see. So the first thing that I would like to do is probably develop this little widget, since we have a story and it actually worked. So this is nice. This is the recent development. This is the recent addition. Okay, so that story has been added to the parent, and now it's available here to be used. That's why we can see it. So now here inside of that, what we probably want to develop is that one tile, that one piece that will be the status of one project, right? And what we're gonna do in the process of it, not only working with the stories, but also with a new proxy, a new children block. So this is another recent development, and then I'm gonna show you how I'm working with the icons, because that's pretty cool as well for designers. It's very cool how I can automatically import the icons. So we'll look at that today. And okay, so let's start. So for that, what I would like to do is probably go and put a vertical or a horizontal, right? Because I'm gonna have a couple of items. Okay, horizontal. And then I have already this thing, and this is in apps, and it's an app. And then I guess it's probably something like this. Index and name. Yeah, so that's the one. So this is really what I need. I need this type of styling because I want to have this styling of this button, which we're gonna extract to its own style, because right now we can, which is awesome. All right, so yeah, let's grab that and let's go into the modes and into the dashboard blocks. Let's put that on that horizontal. Let's put that styling. So now this styling will not need, well, it will need on click, but that's a separate story. So we're gonna do this. We will have also, so this is that thing, but what we also need actually from this, we also need the name, right? Sorry, in the index we need the index, which is the text. So this is what we need as well. And we're gonna grab that index from here, so we could actually get that story. Yeah, so down directly inside of the dashboard. Yeah, this could be actually developed as I'm thinking now out loud, sorry. Let me pause this for a sec. So thinking time over, I think what we're gonna do is this. Yeah, we're gonna copy these. So there will be a duplicate tool here, but it's not connected yet. So for now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this text together with the whole story, and we're gonna create another story that is the same. That doesn't work yet because those stories need logic. They need to be actually connected to data, but we can at least mock that and see what's going on. So if we're gonna go back to the modes dashboard, and inside of the dashboard, we're gonna create a story which is the index story. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna go and I think I should, oh yeah, so index, where is index being used? Yeah, index is being used here. If we put index into horizontal, that horizontal will get shape already, and we should see that horizontal somewhere here. Although no, sorry, index will not get any shape because it's just, well, it's a text. That should work. So horizontal on click. What else do we have here? Background color, well, let's make it white. So I'm not seeing it. 28, 28. Well, the width we don't have to worry about right now. The shadow, yeah, we can. Shadow is 0 either way. So border, we don't have to worry about it. But then we have the stuff. Well, that should work. Okay, let's see what's going on. So in the dashboard, we should see. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice, really nice. Okay, so in the dashboard, we should see this because we have this one, and then we have this one, and then we should see something here. Let's put some text. Let's see what's going on here. Do we see a text? No. Background color. What's going on? Wait a minute, there's something wrong with this stuff. Let's just try it again. So modes, and then we go dashboard. There you go. All right, so that was something, yeah, that was because we should see it. So okay, so now we see it. We don't need this bit. We just need the index. The index is here. Now we probably want it to be sort of like 0.5, and obviously this is, so that's this is this our, this will be this bit, right? So on inside of it we need to put this, so inside of the index we need to put some, so this is the index, so actually we're just going to put it together. This is the full index, and we're going to do some mock right now, just so, yeah, okay, so we're getting something here, and that will be, this is the text, but what we want really, what we really want is to have it inside of, oh, okay, so this is, no, sorry, this is just the index. So index, if we wanted to have that type of layout, we would need to go and grab this bit, because this bit actually applies also to the index, right? So this is our horizontal, and we're gonna do text inside, and now this will be like, say, I don't know, 2, the whole, yeah, okay, so now the width was, that's why the width was, width and height 28, just to give it a shape. So now that gets a shape. I don't think we need the shadow here specifically, so we can take it away. And then the margin bottom, we also don't need that, because we will want them to be all centered. And yeah, and now on the dashboard itself, so we have, on the dashboard we have index, but actually you see this is, no, on the dashboard we should have, we should have a story of, yeah, that's my mistake. Okay, I started thinking from the bottom, but we need to start thinking from the top. So on the dashboard we will have a feature that will be, what, we can call it the project status, right? So what we should do is to say project status, that will be the first main feature, right, of this. And inside of the project status, oh man, okay, all right, so now I need to undo this. Unfortunately we don't have move tools yet, so let me pause and come back to you after the mess is done. Okay, so the mess is cleaned up. Now in the dashboard we have a project status, which is that little piece, and then inside of the project status we have the index, which is the name of the project here, the little letter. That is the same as this one, so it should be the same as this one. Right now we are just mocking that value, because data connections don't work yet, but they will. So now we have this little icon here, which what are we doing with that icon? Well, that is, right now we're not doing much. And that should change. I'm thinking that change, or is it not refreshing? Something is wrong here. Let me restart everything again. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have it. Okay, so actually what I'm thinking is that dashboard should be the first one that loads, and then not even know, because then we would have it always. Yeah, then we would always have it. So let me first letter. Oh yeah, okay. So something is, I think, routing towards that. Yeah, that one. And about context data provider. Okay, maybe what I need to do is actually reload the tools. Probably restart the project, maybe. I had to say something is going wrong. Index, project status index, JS. Okay, let's see. Represent the Vita, so project status index. Okay, let's see, project status index. Well, maybe what I need to do, because I don't have that data, maybe I just need to actually comment that out. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it looks for data, but it cannot find it. All right, so finally, we've got something here. And now we have this bit. So what we need to do is to add maybe a little bit more padding to it. Or actually, maybe let's just do the height on it. Yeah, just the height on it. So that was 28. So say we're gonna do, let's do 64 maybe. Probably that would be too much. Yeah, 64 might be a little bit on the crazy side. So maybe let's do 48 for now. And then what we could also do, so on the dashboard, we could create some sort of paddings, right? Because this is just to, so we could go padding, actually, let me just grab it from here, from the documentation. Well, wait a minute, here. Let me just grab all the paddings. Okay, so let's put the paddings here. Now let's do maybe, I'm thinking 32. Okay, let's put that in. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, probably. Now, the one thing is that these guys are centered, and I don't think we need to justify content here like this, because that can go like start. And then we can just keep adding more stuff here. And now here we need also padding left and padding left and padding right, and we're gonna do what? We're gonna do maybe 8 for these. Let's see. Probably 8 or maybe 16 would be actually maybe better. I don't know. It's not really that even. 16 feels a little bit too much, so maybe maybe we're just gonna have to play a little bit with the height later on, or yeah, we'll see. But for now, let's have some even padding around. So this will start the whole box. And now, what else can we do? We need to add the icon. So let's add this icon. This is the icon from the change, because this one will be informing people about the change. So what we want to do is to add another story to project status, and we want to say this will be changes number. So let's add that story here. And now inside of that story, let's, okay, so this one is, let's just also add it here. So I have changes number, so we need to add it over here. Changes number, oops, without the space. And now this has to be a horizontal. Okay. So, oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? This is this is dashboard. Yes. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. This should be added into the project status. So let's just go into the blocks of the project state, and it's being added now already. Okay, automatically just on the very top. So that's why it wasn't inside. That's cool. Okay, so changes number, it will be a icon. So it will be an icon with the number. So we're gonna have an actual number, right? Like 5 or something. And we're gonna have also an icon, and that icon is, this one will be probably called something like what? Like, we could change what it is. So this is in changes and content. Oh no, sorry, here. So what is this icon? Code icon. Okay, so that's the one. That's the one, and we can just grab it as it is. Yes, cause yeah, that's it. So let's grab that. Let's go back to our dashboard, project settings. This one blocks for this, and let's put the icon here. Now this would be a very small icon. So let's see what can we do about that. How does it look like? Not really, not that great. So let's go maybe 24, 24. Let's see how that looks, because I think these could be like nice and big. Yeah, something like that. Well, maybe then, okay. I went overboard with this, so let's do that. And then, so this one is good. So maybe we actually want to control it separately. So I'm gonna put horizontal here with some margin left. Let's say we're gonna do 16 for that margin left, and we're gonna align item center. Not center, okay, I think it will be fine. Now the only thing is that this obviously we need as something else. So let's maybe use info for that, I'm thinking. Text 5. Let's see how info looks like. Yeah, okay. Well, we have access to the font size in the info block. So let's change that font size to what, 20? Maybe it should be a little bit smaller. So now this is the part where the design comes in. Font size, info doesn't have a font size. Let me see. That's not possible. That is unacceptable, I would say, almost. So let's see. Info doesn't expose the font size. Beautiful. Okay, so now it does. Now we can set it up. So now this is massive font. Let's maybe go 18. And let's go margin left here 8 maybe. Yeah, okay. So now for the color though, I guess this is not a good thing that you have them there. So what we would do, we would do color red, and that would have to change here at the over here. So you have these. Now this is not a red because this is not, sorry. No, this is not red. This should be probably either orange or even blue, I'm thinking maybe. Yeah, maybe even blue. So do we have it here, that blue? Let me just see. Let me just fish for it quickly. So this is button choice. Icon. Okay, so we didn't implement the design system yet, so now it's a little bit tricky to get a color reference from some other block. So let's go into, what was that, button choice icon? Okay, button choice icon. And where's the button in choice icon? Button choice icon. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is all right. So Let's grab this and let's override button choice icon here, I guess. Oh no, sorry, so it's getting... Yeah, that was the blue, okay. Sorry. Nice. Let's go, let's do this. Let's get this working. So change numbers here. I'm gonna go with the blue instead of the red, because I guess that sort of probably makes more sense, I would say. So. Okay, so this icon is slightly too big, I guess. I would assume that it could be just smaller. And yeah, okay. So I don't know if align items actually gives it so much justice here, because yeah, it doesn't do much. And well, it doesn't do much because there's not that much space. The horizontal actually doesn't fill the whole space. And for that, this is actually a good time to, okay, so let's bring in the flex. If we need the elements to push, they need to have flex on them, so this horizontal actually I think should be pushing. So let's see now if it's gonna get better. Let's background color red. Let's just look at that. Okay, so it's pushing there, but it's not pushing when it comes to the height. So yeah, that's okay. Let it push here, because it will get to another item like that, and then we need to give it maybe height. Let's give it like 50 maybe. Let's see how will that change now. Yeah, no, so that didn't, the alignment here is off between the text. And I guess unfortunately what we need to do is to give the text probably. Wait, would info have something on it? Let's just check one more thing. Where's the info? No, it doesn't have any margins. Okay, so that's fine. So if we'll give it margin top of 2, is it a little bit better? Yeah, so I guess maybe it's just a matter of this font size versus the icon size, and it's just optical. It looks like it wasn't aligned, and I guess now it looks like it is aligned. Obviously now it would be nice to have these in the same color. So we're gonna just mock it up for now, but when we get to set up the scopes for it, we would need to work with some wens. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? This is our component that we have an icon for it and we have some text for it. So what we could do, we could grab this and save it as a view, which it's not possible to extract it directly from the tools, but not yet at least. But what we can do is to do now, what would we call it? This is a stat, right? So we would go stat, or maybe project stat, just to be more specific. We would go view, and we would go, oh yeah, so now this horizontal just has to go in. And what we do is we're gonna save it in the components. We're gonna go project stat, we're gonna go view. Okay, so now we have this available, this project stat is available. So what instead of this, what I can do, I can just go project stat, and that will still be the same. But what it allows us to do is allows us to replace this icon and replace this text. So obviously this text on some point will come from data, so we're going to plug in some values to it. But right now we can just open it so we can override the point of views, and we can put here the special block. Okay, so that's the one. So now this one doesn't have the icon as it had before because we are not passing it. But if we would go back to the project stat and pass it icon and a text. Okay, so this one, copy again, and let's pass it an icon, and then let's pass it a text, and the text will be 5. So now we have an icon, or let's pass different text 7, just so we can see that it's different than this one. So now we are overwriting the text whenever we're using, so at the point of use. So now what we can do is to actually get this one, put this one again and again, because we will have these stats, we will have 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to change the icons. Now they're pushing. So I think that at some point we probably want to have like a max width on the project status. So let's go to project status and let's put some sort of min and max width. Actually, min width would be the one that is the smallest that it can get, which is probably say 250. And then, well, should it be no? And then the max width, because it's going to change, probably the buttons will change. So maybe let's give it 300 on the max width. And max min max width, yeah, that should work. That doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? So what are we doing here? We're gonna go with 200. It doesn't work. Oh yeah, now it works. Why the min width and max width don't work? That's an interesting question here. With the okay. Yep, nice. So now that should be 300. Okay. And we should probably also push it a little bit, so UX wise, then we will push them to make them in the little groups. But now let's just replace this icon. So let's go back to the stat. We're gonna create another icon that we're gonna replace it with. So let's go into Illustrator. Let's create an icon, and this is the one that this is this one. Maybe let's make this one. So okay, let's just give it a go. See how it's gonna go. I think we're gonna do it like this, probably something like that. And then how are we going to do the bottom part? Well, probably something like that, I would say. Yeah, okay. So something like that should be like this. And then I guess this would be nicer if it wouldn't be that even. So we go a little bit like this, I guess. Okay, now if I would, let me just take it like this. Probably, should this be sort of parallel to this one? Probably, I would say. Which means that this one doesn't have to be actually Yeah. So does this look okay? Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's combine these into 2, and then let's just not give it such a hard edge. And actually, let me just quickly undo. I need this. Use the same stroke size and all. Okay. Yeah, that should be it. We can tweak it later. So here it will be, what is it, conflict, or actually, like, we're just gonna do thunder because it is thunder, or how would you? Yeah, let's call it thunder. Client, yeah, we're gonna save it into the SVGs as an SVG, format tiny, and that's important. And then we can use that straight here. So let's just go and say thunder, and maybe this should be the E6 color, just not to have everything the same. So we probably need to also allow for the color to come in from the project stats. So right now we are not making it dynamic, but if we save it, we're gonna make it dynamic. So here, now this one will come in. So thunder didn't come through. Oh, thunder, okay. Typos. Now let's change it to 0. And thunder icon, isn't that our thunder icon? Wait a minute, let's see. How did I save it? Thunder icon SVG. All right, components, SVGs. Thunder icon is here. It shows, and then we have view as well. Oh, thunder. Oh man. Okay, let's just get rid of this. That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. Thunder. Let's just do it right. When we do something, let's just do it right. That's what my dad told me. Thunder. Okay, nice. All right, thunder. Now that should work. Come on, thunder, you can do this. And make some other mistake here. Thunder, no. So now we have thunder icon. Yep. So that's good. That works. Thunder icon. Yep. That works. Did I make a mistake here? Oh, I'm probably. Wait a minute. Let me see. That's the one. So stroke. Project start. I'm passing this. I'm passing color. What's going on? Oh yeah. Okay. There is the thunder here now. Good. Okay. So. Yeah, not so mad about the thunder. I think maybe we need to like just make it a bit bigger or something. Like this was. This doesn't look really that nice. As nice as I thought. Okay, so let's just save that. Let's see. Okay, when it's bigger, it's maybe a little bit better. Not mad about it though, but yeah. Okay, so this is 0. So maybe as an actual color, we can pick something. Let's just pick some RGBA value. Let's just put 0.5. So this is like value that is that will make it look like it's nothing is happening with it, so it's all good. That's cool. What else do we do? What else would we do? I don't know. There's something wrong with the standard thing. I don't know. What is it? I don't know. What is it? Okay. So okay. The last one was the tick, the to do. So this is the to do icon. So I'm gonna pause now. I'm gonna do the to do icon, and then we're gonna move on to just the final bits I'm gonna finish it up and do exactly the same. So just repeat all the steps, and then we're gonna finally tweak the layout. So see you in a sec. That was literally a second. Not for me though. So what I've done in the meantime, I've refactored this a little bit, moved these values to separate stories because they will get separate data points and all that fun. So these are separate, but I started doing the remote changes button, which is the feature connected to git pull. And what I figured that it might be interesting for you to see how I'm structuring it. So this will be a button that will have a couple of states. You either can have a button that will say save to pull, because you have some changes, as in this example, you have some changes locally done. You cannot actually pull before you commit your changes. So you need to commit your changes first. When you click that button, it will take you through the commit process and it will allow you to commit. And then it will pull. Right now, what we gonna do is add the next state after that. So say you pulled, you saved and pulled, what will it say? Well, it will say you are up to date. So I'm gonna add another story here and I'm gonna say up to date. Up to date, right? And now in the up to date state, what we will do, we will just go, yeah, now we're showing both. And this is an interesting part. So right now we're showing both, but let me just style this a little bit here. So we get to, maybe let's just color white just so we get to see it, okay? So this one is here. Now it's cramped into one space because of the width. So we can fix that later. So we have that width, we're gonna be fixing that in a second. So we're gonna go like, I don't know, 420 for now. Let's just give it a bit more room. 20 is not much, but it doesn't matter. What I wanted to show you is that when you go to remote changes, and right now this story is set together, its flow, it's set to its composition, it's set together. So what are we gonna, oops, sorry, that would be a new syntax, and the new syntax it will be is separate. So if we're gonna go flow separate, what it's gonna do is gonna show only one at the time. And I can see it with one at the time as I browse the state. So again, since this is a state machine, we can see one or the other because of that setting, right? So now this one shows, okay, separate. These ones show together because we want to see them all together, but these we want to see separate, either this one or that one, right? So when it's up to date, we need to style that and we need to add this sort of state to it. What would it be? Is there any other state of this button I'm thinking? So we have, what did we have here? We can either save to pull, then pull, or if, yes, there is another one which is pull, because you are all up to date. So this will be just a temporary state, really, the up to date, because then after some time it will go, or it could be, I'm thinking, up to date. So what is, just another mindfuck. What to do with this? So we could have up to date state and then time it out, and after you pull, it goes to up to date and then it goes back to pull. So we could do that, or we could say that it's yeah, I think so. I think that will be just a temporary state that will just show for a sec, and then here we're gonna do git pull. So I'm gonna grab that button and we're gonna replace that story. So in the remote changes, we're gonna put another story which will be called git pull. And now we're gonna add that one, and that one will be, let's just give it a block and say git pull, or I would say actually This should actually say the label pull from remote. That's how I think that's what the label probably should say. Now this button is not long enough. That's the challenge working with widths now. Okay, so we have 140 say here, and then and our buttons, let me just see how our buttons look like. Sorry. So our buttons look like I think I have them here, yeah. Okay, so they have a bit more. They have a bit more space. Okay, so that's fine. So if we're working with a so this one would need to have a set width, I guess. Though it would be always weird. So within, because sometimes it's 140 and sometimes it will be yeah, sorry, something happened I think here. I'll just start the project again. Doesn't switch anymore between states, so that means that something went wrong. I guess. Okay, let's quit tools as well. Because they are connected to each other, when shit hits the fan, it just makes it just disconnects it for some reason. So okay, so we're gonna go here and then we're gonna go save to pull this one. Okay, nice, now it works. So you see this one's, yeah, so definitely the project status needs more width either way if we want to manage it in some. So let's give it 500. Let's see how it looks with 500. Okay, now we definitely need to style up to date. The challenge I think with this is that between these ones the width is different, so you see the icons are moving. I don't think that's what we want, so we probably want to go 140 on the 140 on both of them, actually, I would say, because that would be the biggest. And then here we can go so then here yeah, so now the spacing, right? So let's make it nice. Spacing is uneven in a weird way. They are not grouped. It's just visually it's just messy. So let's do something about it. Changes number has some, no it doesn't. That stat, project stat doesn't have anything. Name, does name have some margins? So name is pushing only from this one. So let's push this one. Margin left. And maybe actually, I'm tempted to do auto here. Although the project stat is, I think, is flex. So if we, let me just see how the project stat, so we're gonna go to components and we saved it as project stat. Yeah, this has margin left, but it's not dynamic. So let's open it up and now we can go margin left, auto, which, what would it do in this specific case? That is interesting. Doesn't do anything. But we could maybe force this one and that one to be slightly farther away. Since these are all flex items, we could also put margin right on it and put margin right 0 for all of them, but for one of them, which is the to-dos number, we can make it 32 as well. So now they will push, this one will push from this one. They will become one section of icons sitting in the middle together. So I guess that's probably what we want. And now when we go to the up to date and okay, so you see between these they don't change, the label changes but the button doesn't. So this is what we want. That's okay. Now what we want is also to have up to date, which would be just an info. So in the up to date we would need to put a vertical that would have width of 140 just to force it, and then we would go up to date. Would we go white? Let's put it like that. So would we go white? I'm thinking. I don't know, that's hard to say. Anyway, let's put it as horizontal. Line item center. But then we're gonna go justify center, and then we're gonna put it as an info. And I think probably within the, what did we use? So this is, we used info. This is font size 20, but within the name we've used info as font size 12. So I'm thinking let's do the same here in the up to date. Let's pass it in info that has this as it's up to date, and then we could also use it as, maybe we could use it as one of these buttons to show a little icon that is up to date. Would be nice, I guess. And then maybe it could also have a little bit of like green background, I'm thinking. But then it would look maybe as well, we have actually an element like that. So in the toolbar, the copy path, we have a copy to clipboard. So we have this little toast confirm, and let's copy that toast confirm. Okay, I don't know if we would use the toast here. Maybe it actually makes sense to have it as a pop-up. It's up to date, and the git, that actually makes sense. Let's go to this. I forgot about this tool. This is pretty cool. Okay, so it opened here. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this content and no. We're gonna copy that because what we want is to have a button. So so we're gonna copy that. So let's go here, project status. We don't need this up to date. Do we? No, we don't. We don't need it. So what we can do, we can remove the up to date and move, let me see, let me just open that in this thing. So here are more changes, up to date. Let's just remove it from here first, so it won't maybe crash, ideally. And then we go up to date. We're going to remove it from here. So now we don't have up-to-date story. We have only these two. And we're going to put into remote changes. We're going to copy. So in the remote changes, let me grab this folder. We're going to copy into remote changes the content and no content stories, because that's what we need to then import into remote changes. We need to import this well, no, this should be copied into confirmation, I think. So then there's a, we should have up to date actually, but it should be called confirmation pull confirm, right? So call confirm pull, I guess, right? And then we would go and we would say, well, let's not do it here, let's do it here. So we have these two, let's go and say confirm pull. Okay, and inside of the confirm pull now we're gonna put these stories. So we have them right now in remote changes. We have no and content. Well, we need to make another folder here and say confirm pull. Then put these two inside of these ones, because these will have to be separate. So, okay, so now confirm pull, when we open that, this is together. This has to get no and content. And this is the pop-up pattern. So no and content. And then on the remote changes, we need to have confirm pull. And these guys, wow, confirm pull should be done inside of git pull, I guess. Yes, that's it. Okay, because when we click the button, we still want to see the button, but we want to see the, yes, exactly. Okay, but we want to see the confirmation at the same time. So we're gonna do git pull, and inside of git pull we want to have the known content, because okay, so this one's what am I doing here? No, git pull. Okay, here. These guys, come on, find there. Work with me here. Okay. Okay, so now we don't need actually the confirm pull. And in the git pull we have, so git pull is together. So now if we go into the git pull is together with the button and no, and sorry, and oh man, so it needs to have the, wait a minute, does it have to have, well, no, because no will be by default. So then we're gonna go, no, because this has to be separate. Yeah, so I messed it up. It was okay, actually. I'm thinking now, save to pull, and then we have, it was okay as it was, because we do need to have the confirmation that will be together and separate, but confirmation will be together with these. Okay. All right, let's do it again. Confirm pull, and these guys should be inside of confirm pull. Git pull doesn't need anything. Yeah, okay. Git pull need to get the git pull needs to show the confirm pull together, but the confirm pull needs to come in here. It needs to be separate with all these stories, but the confirm pull, okay, we don't have a story for that. So let me add a story here because I deleted it. Yeah, okay, confirm pull. Okay, so here we have confirm pull twice. Okay, because I added it manually. Okay, good. So I think finally we managed to do this. So we have confirm pull, we have git pull, and then we will have the this one needs where? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't add the. So in this one it needs to add known content. Now known content will be, or should be added. We know it's together with this. Wait a minute, I messed it up. It's late. Let me think about it. Okay, so I needed a second. So here we have, yeah, we need to have confirm pull within git pull because we want to see it together with the git pull. So in here we need to add a new folder, git pull, and I think that's how it should be. So then we put it here because git pull story is together, and we have the inside of it we have the confirm pull. The confirm pull, yes, that works. We don't have it here. Oops, sorry. And now let's see. All this moving stories, the app crashed, so let's start it again. Now what we should see here is confirm pull, and now we have these stories here. So now we have save, or we have save, we have git pull, and then on the confirm pull, so this is together. Oh yeah, because this is together, so we need to change it to separate. Because we want the confirm pull to either show or not to show. So when we're not showing it, and when we're showing it, we are showing it. So what's going on here? Sorry, wrong. Together, and then here, separate. Now and content have to be separate because we want to show it or not to show it. So now it's going to be by default, because it's the first story, it will not show it. And then when we trigger that, it will then show it. Now it shows because it's position absolute within the container. So I guess we can just pass it right. And do we need to pass the, yeah, we're showing the other one underneath as well. So maybe we do 10 here, and then I'm thinking we do 40 maybe, I don't know. Now this should say up to date. Yeah, so we could do it like this, and then now I'm clicking the button, invoking this, or by default it's nothing. And then when I click the button, pull from remote. It pulls, and then it's, yeah, so, okay, so another thing is that it should also show a little loading bar when it's pulling, I guess, because it will take time. And there's no point showing the button at all times. So that's also will have to be added there. Yeah, but say we have this up to date, and we have this element fully done over here. Now, what would it look like when you have more of that dashboard done? I guess it would, now we would need to duplicate. So in the dashboard now we have one project status, but we should probably now create another one. So duplicate that, put it next to it, and oh, okay, this is a vertical. So dashboard is a vertical. So what we need to do is put a horizontal here, because we want them to be horizontal, and we also want to have flex wrap. So when there's more than they can fit in, they will wrap to another line. And then here we need to give it margin. Where do we have margins? Paddings, okay. Margin right. And let's do 8 maybe. Just to space it out a little bit. And now if we would give it one more, and then say one more, I don't know when they're gonna start wrapping. Yeah, okay. So this one already wrapped. So this is what would happen, right? If we have them, if we have too many of them because the window is too small, then we can always fit them all. So that's kind of nice. I think that now there are a couple of states that I need to figure out here. So color them out and design all those. But that's pretty much it. Plus we need to add the pop-up when you hover over one of them. Yes, I think we need to add the pop-up when you hover over this space, just to show all the options for each of them. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna also move from the change, we're gonna move the div. So we have that implemented already. So here we have this bit, this menu with this widget as well. We need to move it down here, just so when you select a project, you get to see the status in detail. And then you can do div, and then when you say, save from, when you have the status of saving from, because you have some changes, so you need to save, so you would click this git save widget, save changes widget would be here, and it would directly put you into commit message, because it was assumed that you are committing to a current branch. Yes, that's what it would do. And then you would git save. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. It's been a long session, so next one will be probably with the pop-up, I would say.